welcome to another Coffee with Colm, and thank you for joining. This is the penultimate Coffee with Colm episode in the series, the Autumn Series 2021. It's lovely to have you here, and thank you for being here. So this week we want to talk about relationships. Over the last number of weeks, we've been talking about some of the principles that we teach in Wigwam. Wigwam is the coaching business I operate with Michelle Barry, and Wigwam itself stands for Wonderfully Inspiring Goals, Weekly Accountability Meetings. And we bring mastermind groups together and we help them decide what's a wonderfully inspiring goal for themselves as individuals, and then we of course hold them accountable to themselves in our weekly accountability meetings. And the four pillars that we look at in terms of a fully formed life in Wigwam are health, wealth, relationships, and spirit. Health, wealth, relationships, and spirit. And so we ask people and we help people to form wonderfully inspiring goals around each of those pillars. And in the past number of weeks, I've explored some of those principles around health and wealth. And today we're going to look at relationships. And then next week, if you come back next week around Christmas, I will look at the spirit pillar with you. In the meantime, some of the principles we speak of in Wigwam include 81 patchwork quilts, which is a concept that I come up with. The week is a perfect patch of the fabric of life. 52 of them stitched together forms a beautifully colored and unique patchwork quilt representing a year, and 81 is the number of patchwork quilts. The number of years is the average lifespan that people on this side of the world here in Western Europe will attain these days. So 81 patchwork quilts is the analogy I use for a full life. So the whole idea of this series of Coffee with Colm and indeed the work we do in Wigwam, it's to get you to the point where you're lying under your 81st patchwork quilt, hale and hearty and healthy as you can be for an 81-year-old, and that you're lying there looking back on your life in good stead because you've made the right decisions on that journey. And so wherever you are on that journey over the last number of weeks, I've asked you to look at your health and look at your wealth, and if necessary, make some changes as you work towards your 81st patchwork quilt. Today, I'm going to get you to look at your relationships. Some of the other principles we've looked at in this Coffee with Colm series include 1% living, include win the week, win the war, and include the ratchet principle. And I'd encourage you to go back and look at some of those earlier episodes to understand more fully what they are. So in terms of relationships, I want to invite you please to put a number on a page as it relates to your relationship with 4 different types of individual in your life today. And the first of those is a significant other, perhaps a spouse, a partner, or some other significant other in your life. What's that relationship like today on a scale of 1 to 5? 5 being where the relationship could not possibly be improved. What's your relationship like with a significant other today? Put a number on the page, please. Okay. Next one is in relation to your children. Assuming you have children, assuming you've got children, regardless of the ages of your children, please put a number on the page today that represents your relationship with your children as a whole, with your children as a unit. What's that number look like today? Okay, number 3 is your wider family. Perhaps there are parents, perhaps there are siblings, perhaps there are cousins, uncles, aunts, I don't know, but a wider family. What's your relationship with your wider family today on a scale of 1 to 5? Put a number on the page, please. And then finally, number 4, it's your work colleagues and friends. So put a number on your page in terms of your relationship as you believe it to be today between you and your work colleagues and friends. Just a global number will work. And when you've got those 4 numbers, please total them all up and put them over 20. Now, if you don't have any children, clearly it's over 15. So a number over 20 or indeed a number over 15 is your relationships score today. And the question that I want to pose for you today is, are you happy with those scores today in each of those areas? And if you are, wonderful. And if you're like the rest of us, it probably means that you've got some work to do as it relates to one or more of those areas around relationships. So thank you for joining me for this week's Coffee with Colm. I hope and trust as ever you got something from it. Please consider what's been shared here today and apply it into your thinking for this next week. And then very importantly, come back next week and we'll share another coffee together, and I'll ruminate on the last in this series, which is around your spirit, which is really your relationship with you. It's not to do with religion. So come back next week and we'll ruminate on spirit. In the meantime, get some great coffee for sure, get some fresh air, get some R&R. If you spend too much time alone, I recommend you go meet some people. And conversely, if you spend too much time with people, I recommend you take some time alone. And then when the time is right, and only when the time is right, get your head back in the game, get organized for the week ahead, make next week count in terms of your relationships. And I'll see you here this time next week for another Coffee with Colm. Sláinte. Oh, I love great coffee. Talk to you soon. Take care. Merry Christmas. Bye for now.